Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on Papa Muk's plate. Before we get started, I just want to say a big thank you, big shout out to everyone who followed me, commented on my first and original video on this platform. Very nice comments. I like the feedback and I look forward to cooking a lot more for you guys. What we have here today is I'm going to cook lamb shanks, which is an absolute favorite. It's been around for years. Very simple to make. The best part about it is you cook it all in a slow cooker and it takes care of itself. The taste afterwards is incredible. To start with, for our base, we're going to have carrots, onions, garlic. That's predominantly going to form our base. And then for our sauce, we are going to have diced tomatoes, tomato paste, cloves, rosemary, some parsley, thyme, and rosemary. And of course you need a bit of red wine to give it a bit of depth and add to that flavour. And of course you can't cook lamb shanks without lamb shanks. And these are the stars of the dish. Look how massive that is. After being in the slow cooker for a few hours, depending on what you cook it on, they are going to be so tender and so tasty. Then of course I'm going to make some creamy, buttery mashed potatoes for it to go on. Let's get started. Here are all our ingredients. Now I found this chopping board lying around. It's a little bit small, but I'm going to work with it. I like it because it looks pretty cool. We'll start by cutting our carrots up. Let me turn this around so I've got a bit straight on. Now you might have realised I don't have any celery here. Some people put celery in it. Maybe I do sometimes, and maybe I don't. Depends if I've got it. I cut them in half. Just makes it a bit easier when you're chopping them up. Chop them into small cubes if you like. Okay, next we have our onions. Now these onions were put in the fridge for a couple of hours. Apparently it stops you from crying when you're peeling them. Depends which onion you use, I guess. Sometimes it comes down to the onion, but let's see if it's true, huh? Because I don't want you guys to see me crying. So far, so good. Damn, that knife's sharp. So good. Number 2. So far, so good. No tears. Now, I'm sure you've all seen different ways of chopping up onions, you know, this way, that way, but anyway. I just do it this way because I've always done it that way. If I cut my finger, we won't have to use the red wine. I'll just use my own claret. Okay, onion done. Now garlic. Oh, jeez. Bruh. So far, 2 carrots, 2 onions, and I'm going to put this whole garlic in because it's not really that big, so basically there's, 5 cloves. The only thing about garlic is, the smell stays forever on your fingers, but I do like it in the cooking. Successfully peeled. that looks good enough for me. Throw that in there with the rest. Now that we've got our veggies chopped up for our base, it's time to cook. Now I know this pan looks well used, and it is, but it's my favourite pan. I do have other pans, but I like this one. Just going to add a little bit of olive oil. I'm going to add some garlic butter, which I made the other day. Okay, we'll just wait for that to heat up. In the meantime, I've actually put the slow cooker on already. So by the time our sauce and lamb shanks are ready to be put in, it's already heated up. While I'm waiting for that to heat up, I've just put one chicken stock cube in there. Put some hot water in. Damn. That's 1 cup to 1 stock cube. Okay, so in with the veggies. I'm just going to cook these until the onions are sort of kind of soft, because obviously they're going to be in the slow cooker for a few hours. Okay, I'm going to throw in a bit of pepper, bit of salt. Now I'm going to put in some red wine. About 3 3/4 cup. 3/4 cup. This will add a lot of depth and flavour. And we only need to do that until you think the alcohol is cooked off. We'll just let that cook out for a couple of minutes. Now I'm going to add the diced tomatoes. Not onion, tomatoes. Two cans of those. Alright, we've got our chicken stock cube dissolving in the hot water. Pour half and half in the cans of tomato so we get every last drop of tomato. Throw that in. Alright. Got a lot of liquid going on here, which is good, because I want to try and at least cover the lamb shanks in all this liquid. Okay, that's basically about it for your base. Now I'm going to attempt without spilling. Go, ready? 1, 2, 3. Bam! Now, while that's doing its thing, we're going to get on to the lamb shanks. Okay, so before I sear these lamb shanks and put them in the slow cooker, I'm actually going to coat them with some olive oil, pepper, salt, and flour. So we'll just take a bit of flour. The flour will help when I sear it, plus it'll actually thicken up the sauce as well. Salt, pepper, I'm going to put a bit of olive oil on the shanks. Just drizzle it over. Both sides coated. And just massage that in. Come on, be honest, who doesn't like a good massage? Now I am using only one hand. Actually, I don't know if that come out right or not. I'm using one hand because it's going to get all oily, obviously. The other hand I'm keeping dry. I'm going to mix that around, that flour, salt and pepper. With my dry hand, I'm going to coat the lamb shank. Just pat it down everywhere. I know it's a bit messy, but anyway. I know I could have probably just used the bigger plate and dipped it in or whatever, but too simple, I suppose. Yeah. This looks terrible while I'm doing it like this, but anyway. I am making this look so bad, but guess what? It's too late. I've already started. Oh well, that's live television for you. Anyway, you get the hint. I'm as happy as I will ever be with that. Let's take them to the pan. Let there be fire. Pan, olive oil. Swirl it around. Wait for that to heat up a bit. The good thing about this stove, the good thing about this stove, this gas stove, it heats up incredibly quickly. My only issue with it is it is way too hot, even on low. So I end up using the smaller elements. But anyway, that's a me problem. In with the Shanks. Oh, look at that sound. Now we're just going to sear these on all sides so they get a nice sort of golden brown colour.
Bro, you were recording about 20 minutes of you doing absolutely nothing around the kitchen, and then you press stop recording when you stop searing and put them in the cooker. So just give them a quick rundown on what you did.
Bro, has it got me mixing it in flour? And,
Yeah.
Well, you throw it in a hot pan and you sear all sides.
How long?
Until you get a golden brown colour.
Yeah. And then after that, you put it in the slow cooker. All right, that's where we're at now. Apologise to everyone.
10 hours later. Okay, our final step is to add some rosemary, fresh thyme, dried bay leaves, and cloves. Rosemary. I don't know how much, maybe, I don't know, that much. Sounds good. Thyme. Again, I don't know how much, but we will soon see when it's cooked. Actually, that's too much. I don't know, maybe that much. A couple of bay leaves. I don't know, what's that, 1, 2, 3? I'm going to put 3 in. Maybe 3.5. And finally, cloves. I don't know how much to add, actually. I don't know, maybe 10. We'll soon see, huh? Actually, I'm not going to add that much because they're pretty strong. Oh, well, why not? Doesn't matter. Now that's the final product before I finally close the lid. Let me just push these down so they're in the juice. The juice. Done. I've got this on high and I'm going to leave it for 4 hours. Hope you guys can hang around. See you then. Well, it's been 4 and a bit hours. Let's see how this is looking. Damn. So, time to do mashed potatoes. Now I'm just going to cut these potatoes up into smaller pieces because it's a bit quicker to cook. Can't speak highly enough of these knives. Incredible. Okay, the potatoes are on, boiling, and they're done. Now we're going to make our mash, and then we will pull out our lamb shank and sauce and see what it looks like. And I'm going to make this one buttery and creamy. Butter. I'm going to stir this around first so that butter melts while the potatoes are nice and hot. I'm going to sort of break them up while I'm doing it at the same time, so that makes it a little bit Easy to mash, I guess. Pepper. Salt. All that butter and potato smells so good. Add a bit of cream. Wow. I like the consistency. Yum. Now it's a must to eat the potato off the masher. Yum. All right, time to plate up. Put some of this mash, swirl it around a bit. All right, there it is. Damn. Holy shit. Look at that, look at that, look at that, look at that. Damn. Oh, God, seriously. Gotta get some sauce. Oh my goodness. Look at that. Damn. Seriously, that is restaurant quality. Right there. Damn. Have a look at that. Okay, you know what's next. Gotta try it. Damn. That is so soft and so tender. Get a bit of mash. And then the taste test. Holy shit. Oh. It's hot. I'll tell you. I got the flavor right on this one. Damn, that's good. Anyway, thank you for joining me today. And once again, thank you for all the comments and everything. I hope to bring more of this to you. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have. And I'm not a chef. I'm just a guy that likes to cook.